I wanted to say this morning, I did not have anything to share until this morning.
Wow.
And it really, I got this morning, Sherry and I were talking about it, didn't have the TV on, and I really was searching for some wisdom about what to say. And we've done a lot of things about marriage and about how we should relate to our wives, and I actually found something from Campus Life Ministries that really spoke to me, a couple bullet points. So I've got some scripture I want to share, and then I'll go through those. 1 Peter 3:7 says, "In the same way, you husbands live with your wives in an understanding way, with great gentleness and tact, and an intelligent regard for the marriage relationship, as with someone physically weaker, since she is a woman. Show her honor and respect as a fellow heir of the grace of life, so that your prayers will not be hindered or ineffective." Proverbs 31:10-11 says, "An excellent woman, one who is spiritual, capable, intelligent, and virtuous, who is he who can find her? Her value is more precious than jewels, her worth is far above rubies or pearls. The heart of her husband trusts in her with secure confidence, and he will have no lack of gain."
Amen.
But the title of this was God's Purpose for Marriage is to Make Us More Like Christ. And the one bullet point, and this one impacted me: love God more than you love your wife. And the man writes here, after 3 years of dating Mary Ann, we began to talk about marriage. A little while later, we broke up. I was devastated. While praying one night, things became crystal clear. Mary had become an idol in my life. I cared more about what made her happy than what made God happy. It's as if God were saying, "You will have no other gods before me, and if you put something or someone else in my place, I will remove it." In 25 years of marriage, I still run into the same problem. I keep myself in check with this question: who do I fear more, my wife or God? The level of pain may be more immediate or more pronounced when I don't please my wife, because when I don't please God, He does not go into the other room and go silent on me. God reminds me, God reminds me you do the right thing, even for the moment it does not make her happy. Number 2 was be a spiritual leader. And this is, if you and your wife were Christians, you probably came into a marriage and she had an idealized image of the two of you, beginning each day around the breakfast table, doing devotions together. She imagined you leave for work and say, "I'll be back this evening, we can do devotions again." After a month in the marriage, she wondered what happened. We're not doing that. Reading scriptures isn't so important. Because no matter how long you've been married, now's the time to develop a pattern that can work in your marriage. Remember, it is the husband to initiate this. A man may not be a vocational theologian, but in his home he needs to be the resident theologian. Leading your life with humility. The reason there is such a debate about whether men ought to be leaders in a marriage is because too many men are not led with humility. Men are called by God to lead their wives, but our leadership should be selfless. Philippians 2:3 says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves." Put this verse into practice, it will solve 95% of the issues you face. I have never met a woman who says, "I resist my husband's leadership even though he's very humble and Christ-like." And the last point, love her biblically and extravagantly. To love her biblically, we need to ask, what is God's love for us like? The essence of His love is for us is reflected in His commitment to us and His sacrifice. That's what our love for our wives needs to look like too. For me, it often means placing her needs ahead of my own. And that means I still sacrifice for her even if we disagree. She must be my priority. That means your relationship with your wife is more important than any other, friends, your boss, or even your children. Put simply, after our love for God, we must love our wives more than anything on earth. D.L. Moody sums it up when he said, "If I want to find out whether a man is a Christian, I don't go to his minister. I ask his wife." So I would hope when I'm not around, somebody has Sherry. She says I'm a Christian. but I think all the guys feel that. And, it made me think, because it made me really realize some things that I need to work on. I need to be the best spiritual leader I can. And I need to remember, I put Sherry first in everything.
Amen.
But I need to not elevate her above the Lord.
That's right.
And sometimes I think we get caught up and do that with everything. You guys know me with cars. I can't put the cars above him either.
That's right.
So, but it helped humble me. I think it was a lesson for me. I hope it was for someone else too.